attack you?
Please.
Kung Fu, the legend continues. Action with an attitude. A hunter from the future.
He knows who I am.
Let's go.
Takes on the hardest target of them all.
Odds are 6 to 1.
What are you planning to do?
Settle the score.
On the next Time Tracks.
Good evening, I'm Gary Rebstock. Coming up on Minnesota 9 News, it is the #1 killer of babies in America, sudden infant death syndrome. But there's some new research out tonight that could save thousands of babies' lives every year. And is there a way to cure people of alcoholism? With massive quantities of the right kinds of vitamins? New research on that, and we thought it sounded a little far out until Tom Lydon looked into it for tonight's Inquirer report. And just how devious are tobacco companies? Well, the FDA commissioner says that one of them spent years developing a special type of tobacco plant just to make sure it got people hooked on cigarettes. We'll tell you all about it on your first news, Minnesota 9 News, next.
Time Tracks is a Gary Nardino production in association with Warner Bros.
Off with Babylon 5 at 7, followed by Kung Fu at 8 Wednesday on Minnesota 9. Now on Minnesota 9.
The body of a 24-year-old woman is found under that bridge in St. Paul, the 20th homicide in the city so far this year.
Now it's Harv and Marv who are going to sue, fighting alcoholism with vitamins.
They're treating a physical disease like a mental disorder.
Tonight's inquiry, can the right vitamin cocktail keep you sober? Also, the hottest topic in health, antioxidant foods.
Your first late night newscast with Gary Rebstock and Robin Robinson.
Good evening. First on 9, the latest murder victim in St. Paul is a 24-year-old woman, a transient. Her body found under a bridge off Wabasha Avenue. It is the 20th murder of the year in St. Paul. And as Sarah Jarvis tells us, the city's closing in fast on a record that it doesn't want.
A warm, sunny Tuesday afternoon. This park is usually packed with children playing, but today the kids are staying close to home.
Probably scared. I don't know, they want to get shot or something. Because there's often gunshots down here.
Just a few yards from the basketball court, police found the body of 24-year-old Teresa Lynn Robinson. She'd lived in Minneapolis but had no permanent address. A passerby found her body this morning. Several residents of the nearby Torre de San Miguel project say they awoke this morning and heard pops or what sounded like firecrackers.
Things like this happen often here. I mean, not just that, it's just a lot of gangbang around here too.
Robinson's murder is the 20th in St. Paul this year, and it's only June 21st. Last year, there were 25 murders all year. And while the numbers sound high, St. Paul police say it's not that unusual in a city this size to have 20 murders in 6 months. They also point out that 5 of those homicides were in the arson fire last March that killed 5 children.
You know, I'm a single parent, and I'm kind of scared now.
Parents all over the housing project say they're worried about the violence. So instead of sending their kids down to the park, they're keeping them close to home, at least until they get some answers to this latest murder.
The whole community is really scared now. And I've talked to a lot of my friends now where they say that they don't even want their kids to come out here and play no more.
Police are not releasing a cause of death for Robinson, nor are they releasing what type of weapon was used. But you may remember that people told us that they heard popping sounds, so it may have been gunshots. And there are no suspects in this case. Gary?
And if we're in for a long, hot summer, that's really going to make people worry.
Another 6 months to go.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Robin?
Los Angeles police searched a field near Chicago's O'Hare Airport, but haven't found a murder weapon in the O.J. Simpson case. Simpson says he was in Chicago the night his ex-wife Nicole and her friend were slain. The search dogs have been combing the grassy field ever since a man says he saw Simpson in the field the morning of the murders.
We're looking for any article that we can find that has just human scent on it. Anything that was thrown in there, anything that might be buried in there. Just anything in general. It could be a gun, it could be a knife, it could be clothes, it could be a wallet, keys, anything with human scent.
Yesterday, police found a bag, sunglasses, and socks in the field, but they couldn't say if the items belonged to Simpson. Well, tonight at 11, Premier Story looks at the blood samples found in and around the Simpson home. That's 11 tonight here on Channel 9. The gunman who killed 4 people at a military hospital in Spokane, Washington, had been discharged for mental problems a month ago. The 20-year-old Dean Melberg unwrapped an AK-47 assault rifle, walked into the office of his former psychiatrist, and started shooting. The witnesses say he then began walking up and down the hall, spraying bullets at everyone. A military policeman saw Melberg chasing a man in the parking lot and killed him.
And I hadn't gotten no more than the curb, and I was looking around, and I had seen the part of a guy's head laying on the ground.
Melberg's victims included an 8-year-old girl. At least 21 people were wounded. Officials say Melberg had easy access to the Air Force Hospital because the hospital's open to the public.
A lot of developments tonight involving the Timberwolves. First, in New York, the NBA Board of Governors voted 25-1 to reject the Wolves' sale to New Orleans. We caught up with the Timberwolves president, Bob Stein, and co-owner Harvey Ratner at Twin Cities International as they were just getting back from the New York vote. And here's the surprise. After it was over, Harv and Marv filed suit against Top Rank of Louisiana. And the Minneapolis City Council was working on the legalities of the sale, too. The council voted to give the city attorney authority to take legal action if necessary to protect the city's interest in the Target Center.
We are giving our city attorney authority to stay on top of the issue and to do what we would expect them to do to protect the rights and the interests of the citizens of the city of Minneapolis.
Gilly will have more on the Wolves' developments later in sports.
A Minneapolis school bus driver goes to court facing criminal sexual conduct charges. A Hennepin County district judge set bail for Herbert Evans Jr. at $40,000. Evans is accused of taking a 15-year-old student to his home and having sex with her. In the complaint, the girl says Evans dropped off all the other students and took her to his house. Jury selection starts September 26 for the man charged with being the Twin Cities serial rapist. Timothy Baugh is the prime suspect in 14 rapes. He turned himself in to police after a manhunt for the 20-year-old. Legal delays plagued Baugh's trial. The Hennepin County attorney fought to have DNA tests taken by Baugh and his victims submitted as evidence in court.
The state of Minnesota will appeal a court ruling that cleared the way for publicly funded abortions. Last week, a Hennepin County judge struck down a state law that prohibits paying for most abortions with medical assistance. Governor Carlson says the case should go directly to the Supreme Court of Minnesota, bypassing the Court of Appeals. Bill Clinton may be about to make history because of the Whitewater investigation and the Paula Jones lawsuit. President Clinton is facing legal bills of maybe $2 million or more. And now he wants your help in paying for them. He's asked the White House staff to come up with a proposal for a legal defense fund, something no sitting president has ever done. Everyone in America would be asked to contribute up to a maximum of $1,000 per individual. But one Washington watchdog group is already raising the flag of conflict of interest.
Particularly the conflict of interest problem, that those who contribute to this fund to help the president out of these circumstances will be looking for something in return. That's how money in politics works in America.
If the fund is established, it would be run by an outside board of prominent citizens, the White House says, and the president may be asking for your money officially as early as next week. And our 9-line question tonight, how do you feel about being asked to contribute to President Clinton's legal defense fund? Give us a call right now at 946-5630. That's 946-5630, and please dial carefully. We'll play some of your comments at the end of our newscast.
We've got a lot more to tell you about tonight. Take a look at the menu of stories ahead.
Up next, some important information for parents who want to protect their children from sudden infant death syndrome. I'm Jeff Diamond, and I have that story.
Is there a cure for alcoholism? The experts say there isn't, but one local author says she's found it. It's called nutrition, and she's been treating people with it for 14 years. We'll introduce you to her in our inquiry report.
Antioxidants. You don't need to take pills. We'll tell you about the packaged foods, very high in antioxidants.
From needling New Orleans naysayers to snappy sports satire, it's the plays of our lives. I'm Jeff Grace, and I'll have tonight's episode in sports.
Those stories and more are just ahead on this Tuesday edition of Minnesota 9 News.
Just announced a special lease bonus on America's best-selling truck. For a very limited time, get a $500 lease bonus on the Ford F-Series pickup. Pay just $239 a month for 24 months with 10% down. Just $239 a month for all this. A driver's airbag, rear anti-lock brakes, air, power windows and locks, and much more. Just $239 a month for 24 months with a special $500 factory lease bonus. Hurry, this is a very limited time offer. Read all about it at your Northland Ford dealer.
You're just as good as gold.
It's your car, your baby, your one and only. Everything about it has to be as good as gold. And when you're running on Amoco Ultimate, you're running on the premium gasoline drivers rate the highest quality. Ultimate cleans clogged fuel injectors to keep your entire fuel intake system running clean. And you like that.
Take a close look at the new Mercury Cougar XR7 and you'll see a wraparound interior with standard dual airbags, power windows and locks, even aluminum wheels. Now let's reflect on that to reveal the new special Max Edition Cougar with added features like two-tone laser striping, luggage rack, and special emblem. And now with prices starting as low as this, you'll see Mercury Cougar is a nice reflection of you. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
To believe the one your family loves has only 1 gram of sugar.
When it comes to value, numbers don't lie. Price, features, fuel economy all add up to one clear choice, and that's Geo, the #1 gas mileage vehicles in America. Metro XFI, America's fuel economy leader, $75.90. Geo Prism, standard dual airbags, $11,435. Geo Tracker, convertible fun, $11,315. Price, features, fuel economy. If you go by the numbers, you'll go by a Geo. Each dealer negotiates its own prices, so see your Heartland Chevy Geo dealers now. Closed captioning of Minnesota 9 News is made possible by the Lincoln Mercury Dealers Association.
Well, every year in this country, 6,000 babies die from sudden infant death syndrome.
Well, now the federal government is launching a new campaign to stop the #1 killer of babies. Here's Jeff Ballion.
At just 4 weeks old, Daniel Bell is a sound sleeper. Sometimes, if he's sleeping too soundly, his mom gets worried.
I would wake up every couple hours and go check on him to make sure that he was doing okay.
Her fear and the fear of many parents is sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS is the leading cause of death for American children under the age of 1. The cause is still a mystery, but medical research shows the way a baby is put to bed has something to do with it. Children who lay on their stomach are at greater risk than ones who sleep on their back or side. Doctors caution that changing a child's sleeping position is not a cure for SIDS, but in some European countries it has reduced the number of cases by more than half. Surveys show that 45% of American babies are put to bed stomach down. To change that, the government has launched a campaign to educate parents about proper sleep positions for their babies.
So what people will hear is healthcare providers bringing up, do you put your baby to bed on its back? For normal, healthy infants, we believe back or side is safest.
Every year in Minnesota, more than 100 babies die from SIDS. Becky Bell hopes she never has to face such a tragedy, and she welcomes any tips that will help.
The ones that they can give you some definite statistics on that this is going to help your child, you want to follow those and improve your odds.
So, for better odds, it's better to put baby on its back or side at bedtime. Jeff Ballion, Minnesota 9 News.
This SIDS educational campaign will include television and radio announcements. Also, posters and brochures will be available at hospitals, clinics, and daycare centers.
Women who smoke during pregnancy risk damaging the lungs of their children. The researchers found children whose mothers smoked had 5% less lung capacity than children of non-smokers. The Harvard study says the lower lung capacity seems to develop during the first 3 months of pregnancy. The fight between cigarette companies and the federal government heats up. The nation's Food and Drug Administration says tobacco giant Brown & Williamson secretly developed high-nicotine tobacco. Nicotine is the addictive ingredient in cigarettes.
We now know that a tobacco company commercially developed a tobacco plant
with twice the nicotine of standard flue-cured tobacco. That several million pounds of this high nicotine tobacco are currently stored in warehouses, and that this tobacco was put into cigarettes that have been sold nationwide.
Kessler says last year the company used high nicotine tobacco in Viceroy King Size, Viceroy Lights King Size, Richland King Size, Richland Lights King Size, and Raleigh Lights King Size. Kessler is pushing to get tobacco regulated as a drug.
Also in the USA file, 39 people are injured after a chemical plant explosion near Philadelphia. All the injuries, though, except for 2, are said to be minor. The blast started a fire that burned for several hours. It also closed a 5-mile stretch of I-95, one of the busiest highways in the country. The final report on last year's Amtrak accident killing 47 people is due out very soon. A railroad bridge collapsed near Mobile, Alabama, sending the train into a bayou. It was caused by a barge hitting the bridge while it was traveling in heavy fog. National Transportation Safety Board investigators are questioning the towboat driver's ability to interpret his radar equipment.
In New York State, no trespassing signs guard the infamous Love Canal toxic dump site. And now Occidental Chemical agrees to pay the state $98 million to clean it up. Empty buildings stand in place of hundreds of families who left the Niagara Falls neighborhood. They found out a chemical company buried 22,000 tons of toxic waste there in the 50s. Attorneys reached the settlement last week. Other suits from individuals are still pending. In Virginia, the State Court of Appeals reverses a lower court ruling and awards a lesbian mother custody of her 2-year-old son. The lower court had said Sharon Bottom's homosexual relationship made her an unfit mother. The appeals court says there's no evidence of child abuse or neglect, or that the lesbian relationship will affect the child. The boy's been living with his grandmother.
In the Minnesota file, Governor Arne Carlson may not have the endorsement of his own party, but supporters of Ross Perot say Arne's their man. The Independence Party has endorsed Carlson for governor. The party says he backs most of its platform for fiscal and government change. In the Metro file, about 1,000 Minneapolis kids will be going to school in Golden Valley next year. The Robbinsdale School Board is leasing the Olson Elementary School to Minneapolis for 5 years. Olson had been shut down by Robbinsdale. It's being reopened because Minneapolis is so desperate for space. And at least 30 neighborhood children will be able to attend the school as well.
Speaking of classrooms, how about an outdoor one along the Mississippi River? Now, that's where a group of archaeologists are getting a lesson in Minneapolis history. They've been digging around the foundation of the recently torn down Berman Buckskin building, and look what they found stashed away in some old outhouses. Now, these bottles and plates date back to the mid-1800s.
These are really like time capsules for archaeologists. People use them sort of as trash dumps. So they would, throw most of their garbage in there too. So we have this nice, stratigraphied, nice control area with all these artifacts in it.
The next project is to unearth the remains of an old iron mill in the same area of downtown. But look who we unearthed. Let's get our first weather from Joe.
I've been unearthed, and I'll tell you, it's quite a feeling to be unearthed, Robin, too. But a really nice night outside right now. Last night we were talking about dew points in the low 70s. Today and this evening, much more comfortable, much more palatable, into the mid-50s on those dew points. So not nearly as sticky, but I think that's going to change again as we go through the week. Here are the details on how nice it is outside right now in the Twin Cities. We are looking at just a few clouds, giving us partly cloudy skies. A temperature of 74, dew point 56. Relative humidity is at 53%, so that's pretty well down there compared to some of the 70% range we saw last week. Northwest wind at 9, and the pressure is holding steady right now at 30.00. So a few changes coming up in the forecast. We'll tell you that later on. Let's see what our sky pick is for today. Joe Bregman from Shakopee sent this picture in. Nice green grass and says sunny, but the rain is coming. And that's a possibility. Like I said, that's in our forecast, which we will show you coming up in about a half hour's time. And Joe's going to get one of those sky pick t-shirts sent out to him over the next little while.
Yeah, I like that bench you got out there.
This is a nice one. I like this a lot. Yeah, I can lay back and be casual.
Okay, well, come on in and get the hard stool.
All right.
Okay.
And work on cloning today. I mean, this was just
that was perfect. It was wonderful.
So try, Joe. Well, the Nine Line wants to hear from you tonight, and the topic, again, should the American public be asked to pay President Clinton's legal bills?
I don't think it's appropriate that we should have to pay for something that Clinton has caused. Would Mr. Clinton help my defense fund if I happen to commit a crime? Come on, let's get serious.
People don't have enough money.
Keep calling. Coming up next, Pink Floyd is coming to town, and thanks to the band, about 2,000 more of you can see them. It's the hottest thing on your grocer's shelves. Stick around for details on antioxidants.
Pass third, heading for home. He's putting on the brakes. He's safe.
Here's the pitch. A GMC Jimmy's got four-wheel anti-lock brakes and four-wheel drive. So forget about rain delays. See your dealer for one in your ballpark. Forget that noise and see your GMC truck dealer. For a limited time, they're offering a great lease on the GMC Jimmy. And they're much easier to understand.
At 5 a.m., all the Millers can think about is that first get-you-going cup of coffee. That eye-opening, fill-the-kitchen aroma of Folgers Crystals. It all begins with mountain-grown beans, fresh brewed, then crystallized, for a deep, dark, rich coffee just waiting to become your welcome to the day. There's no other coffee that kicks off the Miller's morning like Folgers Crystals.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
The following blood types are needed by the Memorial Blood Center of Minneapolis. If you can help, please call 871-3300. Blood Watch is a community service of Minnesota 9.
Betty Crocker knows how to shake guys up. Introducing new potato shakers. Turn your fresh potatoes in a shake into seasoned oven browns. Another delicious way that Betty makes one hot potato.
Thanks, Mom.
Where do you go for my ways to play?
Where do you go for my ways to win?
Where do you go for fun?
Big fun. On the island, on the island.
It's summertime, and the winning is easy. June 20th through the 26th. The grand prize, a replica reproduction of a 1955 T-Bird convertible. Entry at the door, and good luck.
The party never stops. On the island, on the island.
Looking for a little friendly competition? Compare the American-made Mazda B2300 with a Toyota Standard. Mazda's got what it takes to give you a great ride. It has 14,000 miles more basic warranty coverage, and it costs almost $1,000 less than Toyota. Want even more value? Lease a B2300 now for just $149 a month. We make the exceptional affordable. Mazda. It just feels right.
It just might be the biggest concert of the summer, and it's less than 24 hours away. This time tomorrow night, Pink Floyd and more than 40,000 fans will be rocking the roof off the Metrodome. David Gilmour, Rick Wright, and Nick Mason bring their Division Bell tour to town for a one-night performance only. The concert's sold out, but we've got some good news for you. A few hours ago, tour promoters made 2,500 tickets available to fans who want to see the concert. They are seats normally reserved for the band's guests and members of the crew, and we're told they are great seats. To get them, you have to call Ticketmaster, the number 989-5151, that's 989-5151, and we hope you make a connection. If you still get shut out, don't worry, though. You can find a front row seat right here on Channel 9 tomorrow night. We'll play plenty of concert coverage in entertainment, so stay tuned. And look who else is coming to town, the original Talking Head. David Byrne, who founded the Talking Heads in 1975, brings his music to the World Theater Thursday night. Byrne will sing songs from his new album, which includes tunes about the dangers of genetic engineering and the joy of sadness.
I want to write some that actually mean something to me, that move me. And if other people like it, well, great. And if I don't, well, at least I've given myself a good time.
Byrne is backed by a new band, and he says he won't be doing a reunion tour with the Heads anytime soon. The White House Rose Garden became a concert venue for the First Lady of Soul, Aretha Franklin, and Lou Rawls. President Clinton and the nation's First Lady on hand for the jam session. It's the third in a series of in-performance concerts taped for public television to be aired sometime in the future. Watch out, CJ, Prince is coming at you. According to Impact magazine, the pop star not so nicely blasts the Star Tribune's gossip columnist in one of his unreleased tunes, the title of which we cannot say on television. The rock star's escapades are frequently mentioned in CJ's column. No comment from her yet about the acid-laced lyrics. George Michael is going to be singing for Sony a while longer. That's because Britain's High Court refused to let him out of his contract with the company's recording wing. The pop star claims the deal is stifling his musical development, and he says it's not paying him enough either. While losing the lawsuit means Michael has to pay more than $4 million in court costs. Tonya Harding's giving up triple axels for flying drop kicks. The controversial figure skater will serve as celebrity manager for professional wrestler Art Barr, also known as the American Love Machine. He's one of the wrestlers taking part in a match between U.S. and Mexican teams, and Tonya says she can't wait to be in his corner.
It's exciting to be here and to be part of this group of wonderful people, wonderful wrestlers, and great athletes.
Why shouldn't she have some fun? And she likes wrestling, so why not? As she's been a spectator to it, they asked her, because they knew that she liked wrestling, if she would be a guest commentator and add a little color to the wrestling match.
Well, until now, Harding's been keeping a low profile since pleading guilty to hindering the prosecution in the investigation of the attack on her rival figure skater Nancy Kerrigan. Will Disney get to build the theme park it wants near the famous Civil War battle site Bull Run? That's the question being debated on Capitol Hill.
I don't believe the United States of America has any interest in this case. Frankly, we are not even coming close to touching anything federal here.
Now, if we were here today debating whether Mickey would be wearing blue or gray as he interpreted for the visitors of this new theme park how the Battle of Manassas was waged, I would say that would be a worthy debate.
But they did debate it. Opponents say the park would cause traffic jams and hurt the environment. But Virginia Governor George Allen says it will add jobs and help the regional economy. Now here's the hottest gossip from Hollywood in a minute or less. More businesses are cashing in on the O.J. Simpson tragedy. L.A.'s Graveline Tours is adding the Simpson murder site to its guide of Hollywood tragedies. Sports stores and newsstands across the nation are selling out of Simpson football memorabilia, including cards, programs, and jerseys. Casting news. Keith Carradine, Christina Applegate, and Bruce Dern will join Jeff Bridges and Ellen Barkin in the Wild Bill Hickok saga, Wild Bill. Also, Rene Russo will play Michael Keaton's love interest in the next film about the Caped Crusader, Batman Forever. And Howard Stern is starting his own production company. The radio shock jock's first project will be a movie bio of the late comedian Sam Kinison. The Twin Cities' two alternative newspapers hit the streets tomorrow, and here's what you'll be reading about. The Reader's cover story looks at how one gay man fits into the IR political process, while the City Pages entices its readers with a feature dubbed The Best Lawyers Money Can't Buy, and some 90s wisdom from the mouth of a former talking head. And Robin, we only hope it's not burning down the house.
Makes you wonder who's on that list. Thanks, Gary. Nicole Stewart's on the night desk. Nicole, what's going on tonight? Hear anything interesting?
Well, Robin, a really frightening story out of St. Paul tonight. St. Paul police are looking for a possible kidnapping rape suspect tonight. Apparently, a woman at around 3 o'clock today was leaving the Sears parking lot on Rice Street, and this suspect took a gun to her head and forced her into her car, commanded her to a nearby gas station, forced her to take money out, and then had her drive him to a parked semi-trailer truck near Pierce Butler and Pryor, where he raped her repeatedly. He fled. Police have not released any description on this suspect at this time. However, they are still investigating. The woman has been taken to the hospital and treated for rape. We have no word on her condition at this time, and as soon as we get any new details, we'll get that to you.
I hope they find that guy. Okay, thanks, Nicole. And Kim Kruger is checking out the AP wires. Kim, what's going on?
Well, Robin, Michael Fay, the American teenager who was flogged in Singapore, is finally away from his hell in Singapore. A Northwest Airlines jet is taking him and his father home to Dayton, Ohio. They left a little while ago on their way to Japan, and that'll eventually hook them up in Chicago, where they'll go on to Dayton. Fay is talking about what some of the things that happened. He claims that his interrogators slapped him around and pulled his hair before he was caned. So
I'm sure we'll be hearing much more. A lot of people want to hear about what the young man went through.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Kim. Well, coming up next, is there a cure for alcoholism? A Twin Cities woman says she believes she's found the cure.
Just announced a special lease bonus on America's best-selling truck. For a very limited time, get a $500 lease bonus on the Ford F-Series pickup. Pay just $239 a month for 24 months with 10% down. Just $239 a month for all this: a driver's airbag, rear anti-lock brakes, air, power windows and locks, and much more. Just $239 a month for 24 months with a special $500 factory lease bonus. Hurry, this is a very limited time offer. Read all about it at your Northland Ford dealer.
To Minnesota, may our sparkling waters be forever clean. May our fertile fields always be abundant. May our forests be filled with friends, and our communities prosper. May our campuses continue to flourish, and may our families enjoy the quality of life only Minnesota can offer. Proceeds from our lottery, benefiting the good life in Minnesota.
Here's the real beauty of Rust-Oleum protective coatings. A tough barrier against the elements. Rust-Oleum, the name that means protection.
Thinking of redecorating? Fabrics and Homes specializes in first-quality mill-direct fabric. Thousands of yards to choose from for the do-it-yourselfer, or we'll do it for you. Remember, Fabrics and Home, your affordable decorating store.
تفضلوا زيارة سندباد.
Sinbad, the Twin Cities' only authentic Middle Eastern food market, featuring Sinbad's famous homemade pocket bread. For gourmet food lovers, Sinbad Bakery and Deli.
It's still the best patio table money can buy. The Space Table.
Unlike other tables, the Space Table is virtually indestructible and maintenance-free. See for yourself. The Space Table, the last patio table you'll ever buy.
Thinking about buying an Apple Macintosh? You should know about Team Electronics, the oldest Apple-authorized reseller in St. Paul. Competitive prices just like the big guys, but with the one-on-one attention you need when buying a computer.
And that's the team difference.
Welcome back, I'm Tom Lydon. Alcohol treatment in this country is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but consider this, only 1 in 4 recovering alcoholics manage to stay sober. But there's one Minnesota program that boasts a 75% success rate. It does it by treating the body as well as the mind. Alcoholics are told they must live their lives one day at a time, that they suffer from a physical disease for which there is no cure, just therapy. This woman says that's no way to live.
They're treating a physical disease like a mental disorder. They're trying to talk away physical addiction.
Joan Matthews Larson runs the Health Recovery Center in Minneapolis. She's the author of a book that promises alcoholics can kick the habit in 7 weeks by fighting booze with vitamins and good nutrition.
Vitamin C in large amounts is a really powerful detoxer. We've used it not just for alcohol, but for crack cocaine.
That's how Larson begins her outpatient treatment, with high doses of C and other nutrients through an IV cocktail. She then runs each patient through a battery of blood tests, even taking hair samples to spot any deficiency in minerals or vitamins.
Alcohol will block the zinc in your body. When the zinc is down in the brain, the copper, which works off the zinc, goes high, and the alcoholic gets paranoid.
Over the last 14 years, Larson's found many alcoholics are hypoglycemic. They have low blood sugar levels, a condition alcohol exacerbates. That's Tom's diagnosis. He's finishing the program this week.
That's what I was looking for. I knew there had to be a physical basis for this that was just not being addressed.
Tom's been in and out of alcohol treatment programs for 12 years. Most of them, like Alcoholics Anonymous, that focus on group therapy and talking problems out. Tom found all it did was dredge up bad memories. It didn't stop him from drinking.
My biggest fear was that I couldn't trust myself, and it was because of the high anxiety level, mainly. I'm just handling things much more calmly, much more even-keeled, and that, to me, is a demonstration. That's all I need.
I knew people who'd been in AA for 20 years that told me they still had cravings. Research was there. Double-blind study research, for instance, on glutamine, which is an amino acid, which will stop the cravings for alcohol.
In the land of 10,000 treatment programs, you might expect plenty of opposition to Dr. Larson and her 7-week program. But some of those traditional 12-step programs, they say Dr. Larson may just have a point.
I have a lot of respect for the program and a lot of respect for what Joan Matthews Larson has done.
That's not the response we expected from the Chemical Dependency Center at Abbott Northwestern, a traditional 12-step program.
There are some clients that really fit her model and some clients that do not. We treat the clients that do not necessarily fit her model.
But this counselor does have one note of caution.
But certainly if a person is assessed and their mental health issues are not addressed, I think that would be harmful.
Now, we should mention Dr. Larson's program does use some therapy, but it's not the gut-wrenching and probing self-disclosure types that we are accustomed to in some AA programs. We should mention that she originally started her research when her son committed suicide after completing a 12-step program. That is when she decided that there was a problem with some of that gut-wrenching self-disclosure.
You know, Tom, well, you know what jumped out at me from your report is last night's report that Sarah did on domestic abuse, that the #1 cause of domestic abuse is alcoholism.
Right.
So maybe you've hit on an answer here.
A lot of people do believe that. In fact, we should mention they're even getting some kind of tacit approval from Hennepin County. Hennepin County refers some of their low-income clients to the center, and taxpayer money actually picks up half the bill for the program. We should mention the program costs about $4,800. That's considerably cheaper than a lot of traditional alcohol treatment programs.
And so it is getting some acceptance from traditional medicine.
Hennepin County thinks so.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Tom. Coming up next, the heartbreak and the home runs, all a part of the plays of our lives. Plus, again, would you contribute to a legal defense fund for the Clintons?
Everybody else has to pay for his own, so why shouldn't he?
I don't see any problem with donating to it. If he's guilty, he's guilty, and there's no way we should have to pay for this.
No. If President Clinton and his wife have gotten themselves into this problem, it's their responsibility to get it out.
It has a 3.8-liter V6 with electronic fuel injection, stereo cassette, and remote keyless entry, cruise control, airbag, and anti-lock brakes, plus power windows, power locks, even a 6-way power driver's seat. Yet during Buick Value Days, this Regal is just $18,795, which makes it one power trip you can't resist going on. The value-priced Buick Regal at your Better Buick dealer now.
Sir, what if now at Perkins you could have one of 3 huge omelets for only $3.99?
I'd say that sounds pretty good.
And what if you could have that omelet plus these crispy hash browns still for only $3.99?
Hey, you guys are pretty generous.
And what if you could have the omelet, the hash browns, and these gorgeous pancakes still for $3.99?
I'd say you guys are void of any business acumen whatsoever.
Huh?
You're gonna go belly up.
But sir, it's only for a limited time.
What, you got a limited brain? How are you gonna send your kids to college?
The best of the old is now the best of the new. Your old favorites are back. The 1995 Chevy Impala SS. The 1995 Monte Carlo. All new, better than ever. If you liked us then, you'll love us now. Be the first to drive one, the first to own one. See your Heartland Chevy Geo dealer today.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have, I wish tonight.
Missoula to Paducah, Waxahachie to Tallahassee.
During the Dodge Caravan Summer Vacation Celebration, there are all kinds of ways to save.
Azusa to Cucamonga.
And besides great vacation savings on options like these, Caravan starts at just over 15 grand after cash back.
New York State, Golden Gate.
Only from the people with America's #1 selling minivan, your Dodge dealer.
Enjoy great vacation plans, Dodge Caravan.
Minnesota 9 Sports with Jim Gilliland. Brought to you by the new Dodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The drama is heating up in the continuing Timberwolves litigation. Marv and Harv had a busy day. At the same time, they were casting the only dissenting vote in the Board of Governors' 25-1 decision to deny the sale to Top Rank. They were suing the Louisiana group in an effort to sever that partnership. Wolfenson Ratner and team president Bob Stein returned from the New York meeting this evening. They won't announce details of their cross-claim until tomorrow, but they hope to free themselves from the current agreement.
We may have some other options opening up based on what's happened in the meantime. So we'll be discussing where we go with that tomorrow.
We did catch up with Harvey Ratner as he was heading to the parking garage. He declined to comment on camera, but Stein said the Wolves would not cave in to pressure to sell to a local owner.
When you get to negotiating again, are you going to be careful not to pin yourself with only one possible partner in the Sexton Group?
Well, we can't control who makes an offer. We couldn't before and we can't now. But, certainly we'd be open to offers from any groups.
Let's hope it happens for the Sexton partnership and basketball fans in Minnesota. Twins figured to be in a little tough tonight with Carlos Holy Toledo going against 10-game winner Jimmy Key, but that's why they play the games. You never know. And the Twins were able to start well. First, the Yankees started well. They got Mark Messier trotting around there with the Stanley Cup. They hope to add the NBA championship tomorrow night. Twins got off well. Leah singling in Kirby Puckett, who had doubled, and Twins led 2-0 against Jimmy Key. Polito had it going for a while, but the firm of Polito, Merriman, and Cassian, they yielded to the Yankees in about the 6th inning. A bases-loaded triple by Bernie Williams. Got to catch the ball, Derek. 6-3 Yanks. At that point, they went on to win it 7-4. That series wraps up with a noon game tomorrow. Keeping an eye on the division leaders playing at Tiger Stadium. Kirk Gibson, Kirk, wake up, Kirk. He can't believe the Indians are in first place either. He's pounding himself in the head, and they watched it happen again, or so it seemed. Carlos Barriega hits one to the gap here. Indians lead 2-1. They go up 4-1 when Sandy Alomar hits the foul pole with this home run, but the Tigers just have scored 6 in the bottom of the 9th. Lou Whitaker with a grand salami, and they win 7-5, ending the winning streak at 10 for the Indians. The Twins now trail by 4.5. Steffi Graf has won 5 Wimbledon singles finals, including the last 3. She's the kind of player you automatically put into the semis. Very tough on grass with her power, but some things can't be explained. You have to show the evidence. They're cleaning off of the rain, sweeping it aside for Lori McNeil, a 30-year-old journeywoman. She's a threat on grass, but unseeded and playing Graf in the opening round. Well, she surprised her. McNeil had all the answers for Graf's game. Steffi not playing too well lately, and it cost her. McNeil won the first set 7-5 and fought off a couple of set points to win a 7-6 tiebreaker and pull the upset of Wimbledon on the first day of women's play. Did anyone see the article in the morning paper? Ratings are up for World Cup. It outdrew the U.S. Open golf tourney over the weekend. Why not? It's a faster-moving game. Today, a virtual scoring orgy in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Argentina against Greece. The Argentines put up 4 against them. Gabriel Batistuta had the cup play 1-1. Germany and Spain play to a tie, and Nigeria beats Bulgaria. The U.S. plays Colombia tomorrow night at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. On the freeze frame tonight, Ron Gant has signed on with the Reds, hoping to bolster their pennant hopes. Jerry Ball, ex of Cleveland and Detroit, has signed with the L.A. Raiders, and another football signing, Ironhead Hayward, inks with the Atlanta Falcons. Well, Tuesday means 2 things: the summer solstice and the plays of our lives. Summer's start has the usual array of funny moments and great plays, plus Father's Day food for thought. Here's Jeff Grayson with this week's episode.
And if you stay tuned, you're going to see the plays of our lives.
What a week! The World Cup's begun. The U.S. tied Switzerland indoors on real grass.
Mind if I don't believe you? Because I don't.
I hope all you daddy-os had a great Father's Day, but when are you pops going to teach your children well about baseballs? When you give your kid a souvenir, have them hang on to it.
I always think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Houston may be playing New York Wednesday night for the NBA title, but the Rockets were the butt of some painful plays last week. To Sam Cassell and Robert Horry, I say don't sit in the rear of the team bus.
All right, that's enough. It's enough.
Baseball's bubble hasn't burst, no strike yet.
It's real hot. Really, really hot.
So are the Cleveland Indians.
The Indians win! Unbelievable!
Usually a doormat on the diamond, the first-place Tribes won 18 straight at home and lead the Twins by 4.5 games.
Amazing!
These plays were, the Cardinals' Brian shows a guy named Jordan can play in the majors, and watch Chicago's Scott Sanderson show superior skills after Chili Davis swung solidly. Great Scott, great grab.
Maybe I kind of like playing the field.
You know, there have been a lot of close shaves in sports lately. Minnesota basketball fans barely got to keep the Timberwolves after the NBA voted down the sale to New Orleans and that charming chap, Bob Arum.
The governor of Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis should go down to Louisiana and take some lessons.
You're 29 years old and you're acting like a child. I'm ashamed of you.
Join us again for another episode of The Plays of Our Lives.
Well said.
Send our close shaver out to see about this lawsuit tomorrow. And
can't say anything nice? Tease him.
Yeah, make something funny out of that.
That was a really close shave, too, because I walked in on him, and he had to do it all over again. Sorry, Jeff, I didn't know.
Thanks, Gilly.
Okay. Well, the latest thing you'll find on the grocery store shelves these days is food that fights disease. Well, I won't say that specifically on the box. It'll just say it contains antioxidant vitamins. And as Carol O'Neill explains, the manufacturers are betting that will get you to buy.
Antioxidants. They're what's hot in the vitamin business today.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're really growing. It's one of the biggest segments of our company right now.
Linked to everything from cancer prevention to fighting heart disease, even aging, antioxidant vitamins are top sellers.
Yeah, I take E and C.
But these vitamins aren't only found in pills. Good food sources of antioxidant vitamins include fresh fruits and vegetables rich in vitamins A, C, E, and beta-carotene. But what if you don't like vegetables? What if you'd rather eat cookies, let's say? Well, the ever-creative food industry may have just the product for you.
You said you like chocolate.
Chocolate, peanut butter, and yogurt-covered snack bars are part of what dietitian Daryl Scanlon recommends to her clients. She says these low-fat, high-fiber snack bars fortified with antioxidant vitamins are helpful because...
Unfortunately, many of us do not eat as well as we should.
And there are antioxidant-enriched fat-free cheeses in cheddar, Swiss, even salsa.
You really cannot taste the fact that this is fortified with vitamins A, C, E, and selenium.
Tastes good to me.
Food companies are just banking on the fact that consumers might have heard that vitamins such as beta-carotene and vitamin E are good for health. Right now, the only foods that can legally make such a health claim are fresh fruits and vegetables.
Before you're going to allow a company to use science as a basis for marketing claims to sell more product, you have to be sure that there is enough science to support the claim.
But even without specific health claims on the label, there's still growing demand for foods that are...
It's good now you say this is healthy.
Carolyn O'Neill, CNN reporting.
Two companies are recalling coffee makers that could brew up danger as well as Java. About 750,000 space-saver coffee makers made by Black & Decker and GE have faulty thermostats that can cause fires. The machines were made between 1984 and 1988. The date codes of the affected models are 406 through 822. You can find the code on the outside of the plug prong. Now, if you have one of those coffee makers, call 1-800-826-1070 for the location of the nearest service center to have it fixed.
Big labor problem that's brewing even hotter. The strike against Caterpillar is spreading. Thousands of workers walked off the job at 4 of the company's plants in Illinois. The United Auto Workers says by night's end, thousands more will hit the picket lines in Colorado and Pennsylvania. The heavy machinery company crushed a 163-day-long strike 3 years ago by threatening to hire replacement workers. Well, the UAW says the company better not even think of doing that this time, because this time the walkout is over alleged unfair labor practices.
Stock suffered a third straight losing session as another setback for the dollar threw a scare into investors. The Dow Jones closed down about 34 points at just under 3,800 points on trading of 293 million shares as the dollar sank against the Japanese yen to levels not seen in the post-World War II era. Intense selling tripped the exchange's built-in circuit breakers that restrict certain types of computer-guided trading.
And the latest word is the Fed may raise interest rates again, maybe in a couple of weeks to try and bolster the dollar.
That's not happy news.
Yeah, to buy your house now. Well, some not so happy news in weather when Joe comes back, unless you like it hot and sticky.
I do. Plus, what do you do when an alligator gets into your
Really?
cement plant? Yeah. Find out in Bits and
Care to
Bites.
share any more with us?
Nope.
No.
Business Tonight, brought to you by your Northland Ford dealers.
Just announced a special lease bonus on America's best-selling truck. For a very limited time, get a $500 lease bonus on the Ford F-Series pickup. Pay just $239 a month for 24 months with 10% down. Just $239 a month for all this: a driver's airbag, rear anti-lock brakes, air, power windows and locks, and much more. Just $239 a month for 24 months with a special $500 factory lease bonus. Hurry, this is a very limited time offer. Read all about it at your Northland Ford dealer.
On the next Cops.
According to her mother here, she's got a little cocaine rock problem.
A daughter's drug use leads a mother to call police for help.
Mother wants to make sure she gets in jail and get some help for it.
Now officers must confront the crack-using kid.
I can't believe it! I can't believe you're doing this to me, Mom!
It's a family torn apart by addiction.
Honey, I am. I'm doing it for your own good.
On Cops.
Tonight at 10:35 on Minnesota 9.
Right now at Foreman & Clark, you can get a wool blend suit for only $125, including alterations. That's one of the best buys we've offered in our 100-year history. Made from an excellent wrinkle-resistant fabric, these special $125 Foreman & Clark suits fit, feel, and look like they cost a fortune. If you're a comparison shopper, you'll immediately recognize the terrific value. And you'll learn for yourself why informed, careful shoppers always buy at Foreman & Clark.
World-class quality on sale now. It's the Z-Bar Tidy Car World-Class event.
Lost that new car feeling? Bring it back with Z-Bar Tidy Car Detailing. Renew the inside, just $79. Or restore its original look, just $89.
Now that's world-class value. Here's more.
Get a sunroof installed with removable glass from just $169.95. Reduce heat and glare with window tint and save 20%.
Hurry into the Z-Bar Tidy Car World-Class event. We're in the white pages.
Minnesota 9 weather with Joe DiGiovanni. Brought to you by Z-Bar Tidy Car.
Yeah, really nice and comfortable day outside today. Humidity's much lower than they have in the last couple days, and yeah, you can watering some of the flowers and some of the lawn on the grounds of the state capitol over in St. Paul. You can see just some of those high cirrus clouds out there, not dropping any rain across the area, and maybe not until tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we might even escape some of the showers then. We'll see that coming up. Let's see what we have for the details today. High temperature coming in at 86 degrees. 80 is where we should be, so again, above normal. I think it's the 10th straight day now that we've been above 80 degrees in the Twin Cities. 61 the low for this morning. 59 is where we should be there, and we've had no rain across the area today, and so I guess that's why they're watering the grounds of the Capitol. Let's see what we had for some high temperatures across the region. 88 as you get over toward Bismarck, 87 in Fargo, 88 in Sioux Falls. Had some scattered showers popping up across the Dakotas earlier on. In fact, they've shifted off to the east and seeing a few scattered showers in northwestern Minnesota right now. Nothing too drastic, however. 86 was our high in the metro. 89 as you get down toward Des Moines. Those 90s are going to stay down to our south probably for the next couple days, but by the weekend they're going to make a return. So some of you people like Robyne who like the hot stuff out there, there's another shot for you coming up on the weekend. Cloud cover, we were pretty much cloud free across the Twin Cities as we've gone through the day. A few clouds, however, into the northwestern part of the state over toward Thief River Falls, and that's, like I said, where they're seeing a few scattered showers in northwest Minnesota. You can see some of the brighter white clouds across the Dakotas. Again, some showers and storms there, while there were some heavier storms down to our south. You can see those bright white clouds exploding down south of Missouri into Arkansas. That's where they had some pretty good storms coming up across the area too. Now, in the national satellite picture, high pressure right overhead. That's in control of things. That's what gave us the sunshine for the day today, and pretty much no wind too. So when you have that high pressure overhead, just light and variable conditions, that's what we're going to have for tonight. Maybe just a few stray high clouds out there, light and variable winds too. So should be another comfortable evening, There's that front dragging off to the southeast. That's the one that was hanging around our area for about the last week or so, wavering back and forth and giving us a shot of seeing some showers pretty much each day for about the last week to 10 days. Now what we have for the national radar picture, like I said, there were a few scattered showers up into the northwestern part of the state, a few more across the Dakotas. Still some showers and storms across the eastern part of Colorado over toward Denver. Hot spot in the nation today, 112 degrees, Lake Havasu City into Arizona. There was a lightning strike, struck a woman in Mount Sterling, Kentucky earlier on today too. No reports of how serious any of the injuries were, and there was a tornado reported in Palm Beach County, Florida. So that's where all the heavy weather is moved. Tomorrow, area of low pressure is going to start moving toward us. That's going to give us a few clouds. In fact, by tomorrow afternoon, maybe an isolated shower across the metro. Should be isolated, few and far between. Shouldn't really ruin any outdoor plans if you have anything going for tomorrow afternoon. Some of those may linger on into the evening hours too, but if you look back off to the west, looks like there's some clearing out there, and that'll be along probably as we work our way into Thursday afternoon. We'll see mostly sunny skies once again. High temperatures tomorrow across the state. 80s just about everywhere. If you want some 90s, have to head down toward Missouri, and the cooler 70s in the Black Hills of South Dakota. For tonight across the Twin Cities, here's how it looks. Mainly clear skies. We'll see a low dropping off to 59 to 64. Tomorrow, partly sunny, maybe an isolated afternoon thunderstorm popping up, 80 to 85 for the high. Tomorrow night, decreasing cloudiness after the shot at some isolated evening thunderstorms, and a low there right around 60 degrees. Taking a look ahead to Thursday, partly sunny, maybe a degree or so warmer, 81 to 86, and our outlook now taking us through the weekend. Should be dry Friday and Saturday, near 90. Sunday, the humidity is going to return, and that may give us a shot at some showers or thunderstorms popping up through the day. So there's the hot stuff for you, Robin. They'll be back at the end of the week.
Impressive. I like that.
This is a family newscast. Be careful now.
You're making me blush, sir. I'm having the vapors.
Well, what happens if a gator gets stuck? Gator gets stuck. What are the vapors anyway?
The vapor. Well,
think about that. But we're going to go to a break and be back with bits and bites in a minute.
What's the best-selling full-size pickup in the heartland? I'll give you a hint. It's got the best resale value in its class. I think you know who we're talking about.
I'm talking Chevy. Yeah, you know I'm talking about my Chevy, yeah.
That's right, Chevy full-size. Buy the best right now and save up to $1,200. Or get on down the road in a new S-Series. Look at that price, just $99.80, and the AC's included. Each dealer negotiates his own price, so hurry to your Heartland Chevy Geo dealer.
Go Auto Painting and Body Works. We're #1, and we have a paint finish that's just right for you. Great values backed in writing by your neighborhood Twin City area Mako dealer, starting at only $149. If that showroom shine is your bottom line, get Mako.
Lease a new Caravan for only $209 a month during the Dodge Caravan Summer Vacation Celebration. Plus, you also get a great list of features on the minivan that already exceeds 1998 car safety requirements.
New York State, Golden Gate.
Only from the people with America's #1 selling minivan, your Dodge dealer.
Enjoy great vacation plans, Dodge Caravan.
Now there's a Cheerios Snack Mix. The perfect mix of toasted O's.
You look familiar.
Tiny cheddar crackers.
Say cheese. Cheese.
Pretzel sticks. And whole wheat squares.
Hey, let's do lunch. Call me.
New Cheerios Snack Mix. Baked, not fried. In original and cheddar, it's the perfect mix.
I find you so appetizing.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Sure. Take 23 north to M33 west to I-14 south, and you're there.
Thanks.
You bet.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Head right over those mountains.
Thanks.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Tonight's Bits and Bites file is dominated by the strange antics of some members of the animal world.
Move on. We're in dangerous territory. Roll that tape. Are we going to roll it? Good.
Well, Take the runaway hippo, for instance. This is the first time the beast has escaped from a Malaysian zoo. The keepers found it bathing in a nearby lake, but not before it hurt a female jogger. One member of the woman's family was so mad, he punched the hippo in its snout. Officials plan to ship it to Thailand's National Zoo. And New Orleans police had their hands full with a wayward alligator. Somehow the toothy critter got into a water pit at a cement plant. The cops eventually got it out with a rope and taped its mouth shut and had wildlife officials return it to its marsh home.
And dozens of kids are shooting for all the marbles at the 71st Annual National Marbles Tournament in New Jersey. The city of Wildwood built 10 clay rinks on the beach for this week's competition. Boys and girls ages 8 to 14, armed with cat-sized steelies and pure-eye boulders, are gunning for a $2,000 scholarship. And we're going to shoot on out of here, saved by the bell.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow after Kung Fu. Good night.
Buy electronics and wait to pay. Buy an appliance, your bill's delayed. See you in September. See you when the summer's through. Sears won't bill you till September. So remember, Brand Central is for you.
Chrysler Plymouth dealers are breaking records for selling minivans. So now what? The Chrysler Plymouth Minivan Summer Vacation Celebration. Now even the lowest price Plymouth Voyager gives you air and automatic at no extra charge. That's cash back and option discounts up to $1,063 and up to $1,000 in option package values. Check out Plymouth Grand Voyager and Chrysler Town & Country, a new